ABC's NCAA basketball presented by Payne Weber. And this afternoon from a jam-packed Hearnes Center in Columbia, Missouri, it's the number 8 ranked Kansas Jayhawks come calling against the Missouri Tigers, and not a seat to be had in this one. This one always lives up to its billing. One of the better border wars of any in this country in college basketball. Hi, everybody. Ron Franklin along with John Sunvol. John, you have participated in a number of these border wars, and it is special, isn't it?
It is. You live for these kind of ball games, Ron, and you live for this kind of atmosphere as a player. You love to play in it, and today it's going to be interesting. Missouri now on a roll. Their second leading scoring team in Big 12 conference play during the games. Number 1 is Kansas. I expect up and down the floor. It's going to be a fast-paced game, but let's watch the matchups. Missouri is quicker. They're smaller. Kansas, is bigger. They're going to pound the boards. We'll see how Missouri handles that.
Take a look at the Toyota starting lineups, and this is how they will be. First of all, for the visitors from Kansas, Boshi, Gregory, Collison, Bradford, and Chenoweth. And for Boshi, from outside the arc, almost 50%. Kansas can utilize that today here in this foreign territory at the Hearnes Center. And for the Missouri Tigers, they'll start 3 guards: Gilbert, Dooling, Grauer, Hafer, and Soyaye. And for Clarence Gilbert, wow, his last 5 ball games, and John also in conference play, averaging over 21 a ball game. I think maybe even Clarence is a little bit surprised at his output.
Well, Gilbert was at about 11 points prior to the conference play, and now all of a sudden over 20 in conference. He has been on a roll.
Down in the bottom of that huddle, the first-year head coach by way of Duke University, Quinn Snyder. This will be his first meeting against Kansas as the head coach in this border war. There you see he's got some pretty good numbers as a player at Duke, 4-1 against the Kansas Jayhawks. And down the way, the gentleman that he competes against, the veteran, 12th season at Kansas, 320 wins, a winning percentage of 81%, but amazingly here at the Hearnes Center, to show you how this border war does live up to its billing, only 5-6.
Not an easy place to win, Ron. And as you know, you've been here in the past. Throw out the records when these two teams get together.
151-88, Kansas leads it, but the teams have split the series the last 4 years. That ball is going to go to Boshi, and it'll be Kansas on offense first.
Matchup to watch early as the man-to-man defense starts for the Tigers. Jeff Hafer at 6'5" against the freshman Nick Collison at 6'9".
Chenoweth fumbles the ball. Soyaye way outside on him. Bradford battles for it and saves it for Kansas.
Missouri, a very scrappy team. They're good. They're quick with their feet and their hands.
Gregory works inside against Grauer. Tip won't go, and here come the Tigers.
Interesting matchup. Kenny Gregory, taller body at 6'5" on Brian Grauer. Boshi will try to guard Dooling.
Well, he's about as close as you can get to him right now. Dooling looks over the clock, and the first foul of the ball game is called on Boshi. Bob Sitoff is the referee today. Winston Stitt and Danny Hooker are the 2 umpires.
Keon Dooling very good, Ron, with the hesitation dribble. Once he hesitates, you can't lift your body defensively. Jeff got caught kind of raising up, then Dooling exploded past him.
And Jeff, as good as he is at playing defense, and he's awfully good, he's going to have to be careful because of just what John's talking about. An extremely good athlete. Hafer travels. It'll be Kansas basketball.
And from the underneath out of bounds, Roy Williams made a change defensively. Jeff Boshi now guards Hafer. Picked up the early foul. Good move by Coach Williams. Get Boshi on somebody differently. You don't want him to pick up his second.
That's what I was going to say. I just made the mention that that's a tough matchup for Boshi for an entire ball game, and they made the change early.
Dooling guarding Boshi. Interesting. Last year they had Grauer on Boshi. He was 4 of 7 from 3 in this building. Boshi, a terrific shooter. They think Dooling can get into his shot line.
Hafer pulls down the rebound. Gilbert at the other end. Let's see if he starts it off. Yes, he does. The same way he's been attacking it. And now you got to get him the ball, John, because he is as streaky as anyone I've ever seen.
Yeah, and I tell you what, he shoots it in people's faces. You cannot give him a step. Good pass.
Great job. Alley-oop, and Collison gets behind the Missouri defense.
Kansas obviously runs a lot of screens. The back pick there and the lob wide open.
Bradford knocks the ball away.
You know, Nick Bradford at 6'7". He's matched up with Gilbert at only 6'2". They're going to see if they can use his long reach. Take a look. Last possession. Back screen. Nobody finds Collison. Actually, there's no screen at all. Just good awareness.
Collison, instead of jamming the thing home, made sure he caught it and shot it. Off the mark again. Bradford. A couple of bodies went down. Collison and Doolin.
I like, though, the fact no whistles early. There's been a few pushing and shoving. Let these teams play.
Kansas foul on 44. His first. Second team foul for KU.
Collison picks up the foul, his first, team second. Gilbert, boy, quick first step, then lost it off his leg, and they say that it's going to stay with Kansas.
Now, Roy Williams had made a mention of the three guards, the quickness. He didn't think maybe there weren't a better three in the country that can handle the ball, use their quickness, good outside shooters.
Well, John, we had Missouri a couple of weeks ago up at Iowa State. Then I watched the game, interestingly, last week here at home against K-State. That is good again this time, Doolin. But the confidence that they're gaining is the thing that's apparent to me.
Yeah, obviously offensively they had some ups and downs prior to conference play. That first half at Iowa State was not good. The second half they were, and since then they've shot the ball extremely well.
Chenoweth misses. The tip inside by Bradford wouldn't go, and here comes Doolin. Soyaye. Oh my! Gilbert again, and he had it just as you said, had a hand in his face.
I tell you what, it was a tough catch. Not only did he catch it, he shot it right in rhythm.
Missouri 9-2 as we're about to have played the first 3 minutes of this one. Chenoweth muscling his way inside, goes up on Hafer, and I believe Hafer will pick up the foul.
We're talking about one of the best rebounding teams in all of the NCAA basketball. You have to block him out. Eric Chenoweth goes 7-1, and once he puts this up on the glass, he knows right away he's short with it. He just follows it up. Clarence Gilbert standing, waiting. Watch the catch. It was high and to his left, and right when he caught it, knocks it home, and he has had a smile on his face after the first two.
That's tough news for Quinn Snyder. They could have called it on Hafer, but they called it on Soyaye. And the guy that really has to be careful today, because that's one area Missouri doesn't have a lot of depth as far as big folks.
Well, when he plays a lot of minutes, 26 plus, they're 10-1. When he doesn't play that many, they have not won a ball game. Not many big people on the sideline for Quinn Snyder to go to.
Chenoweth makes it a 9-3 ball game. Now here comes the KU pressure.
If you can throw it over the top early, you can get good looks on the other end.
Bradford tried to save it, stepped on the sideline. He didn't see Chenoweth, and I think he turned his ankle. Bradford grabbed his right ankle.
He saw the expression of Roy Williams, and Bradford is hurt. But Roy Williams had the expression of, what are you doing? Because that ball is just kind of thrown out of bounds by Missouri. Would have been Kansas basketball.
And if Nick hadn't been coming for it, Chenoweth may have gotten it as well. Tiger basketball.
And Bosche's still on Dooley. Missouri runs a lot of high screen and rolls. That's why you see Chenoweth stepping out.
Gilbert leans, gets his own foul.
Why Clarence Gilbert has become an effective and better ball player offensively, Ron, he can put it on the floor. Not a lot of teams recognize that. He has blown by Kansas a couple of times now.
Folks, we've only played 3.5 minutes when he scored. He's got 8 points. Stolen by Gilbert.
And he will look to score as he comes down.
Doolin had the 3, passed it up, and now looks up at the shot clock and says, let's calm it down.
Collison guarding Doolin. Doolin expect him to go one-on-one.
Puts up the 3. 6 points for him.
Now they're on a roll.
14 for that duo out of Fort Lauderdale.
5 of 7 from the field. 4 of 4 beyond the three-point line for the Tigers.
Boschee quiets the crowd with a 3 of his own.
Well, he is a crowd silencer, this young man. when they need it. And we saw it a year ago as a freshman. He will simply step up and knock them in.
Missouri 4 of 4. KU, that's their first.
And every opponent that plays Missouri now, they know what's coming. It's just the fact when these guys are shooting it well, they are hard to stop.
Soyaye traveled. So there's a timeout on the floor, and we'll take it with him. 14-6, Missouri.
NCAA basketball presented by Payne Weber on ABC Sports. Brought to you by Payne Weber. Thank you, Payne Weber. And Toyota. Go for it every day.
Part of the packed house here at the Hearnes Center. As you take a look at a 14-6 Missouri lead, almost 5 minutes having gone by. Snowed last night in the Columbia area, but boy, I'll tell you where the heat is today. Right inside this gymnasium. How about Clarence Gilbert? 8 points already.
Well, we mentioned his conference stats, over 21 points a ball game, 53% from three-point line, and obviously he's starting well.
Bochy misses. Luke Axtell with 2 tips, couldn't get it to go. They tip it back outside, and did Gilbert hit it last, or did Gooden?
Well, take a look at Clarence Gilbert. Got it started right. Got some good looks, and look at the hand in his face. That is where he is so tough. He leans back. Most guys can't get to the shot line.
Grauer and Soyaye go to the bench. First couple of substitutions come in for the Missouri Tigers. Number 31, John Parker, and number 41, Justin Gage. Parker.
Well, good standstill shooter. Very good spot-up shooter when he gets his feet set. All created by the penetration by Dooley. Right now, Kansas has not been able to get in any good offensive sets. They've had a couple looks inside.
Gregory has almost been non-existent, John.
Well, he finally lays one in. As you say that.
I said that.
Axtell rifled a pass in there that fortunately got through. A couple hands got on that basketball.
So Gregory goes on the board after 5.5 minutes of play. Normally one of the mainstays offensively for the Jayhawks.
Axtell at 6'10", guarding Gilbert at 6'2", and they match up on both ends of the floor. Axtell not an inside player.
Parker, nice dish. Probably should have gone ahead and shot it, but the foul called against Kansas.
I think that's Bochy's second personal. Take a look, as Kansas, when they run their offensive sets, they set a lot of screens. And you saw Lester Earl set a good one there to freed up Gregory. Gregory, nice pass inside by Axtell.
So let's put down a mark by this time of 14:02. That's when Bochy goes to the bench. And of course that means that Kirk Heinrich, the freshman out of Sioux City, Iowa, comes into the ballgame replacing him, averaging 3.2 points a game.
And what you like about Heinrich is the fact the pace that he plays at. He pushes this offense, from defense to offense, he will get it up the court. And this Kansas team that they have in there now will run.
Dooling spins, blocked inside by Gooden.
Got to watch Axtell on the wing. He will fire it.
Touch last by Chenoweth.
Well, those are the things you talk about, why big guys should give it up to a guard. Now, here's a good defensive play by Drew Gooden. After he makes this play, he has enough opportunities to give it up to a guard and let him bring it. He comes down, throws it in the crowd.
Coaches say that's the reason you got those guys with the smaller numbers on their jerseys.
Exactly right.
Hafer against Gregory. The mark for Justin Gage, and at the other end quickly is Gregory, and this is where he is so tough in that open court and knocked out of bounds. He's going to stay with Missouri.
Well, Kenny Gregory very good on the break, but look how many white shirts are back defensively. As Gregory goes up inside, he's challenged, and right now Missouri is getting better looks offensively than this Kansas team.
That was a nice job in transition. The ball will stay with the Jayhawks. 16-8, Kansas trailing Missouri.
If Kansas has a weakness, Ron, it's their perimeter shooting. Axtell's in the ball game. He's a good one, but very streaky. Another turnover.
4 turnovers in the early going to this ball game, and Roy Williams can't be pleased with that.
And the style and the tone set by this Tiger, really the Tiger team on the defensive end.
Grauer back in the lineup.
Gilbert will be able to shoot over the top of London. Good hand there, though.
London with a hand up, possibly causing that one to wind up as an air ball. Gooden hanging. Did get the follow, but the play was dead. And I get the feeling that even though the foul was called, that Coach Williams this is 2 trips down, a little play on his part.
Well, the thing about it is defensively, Missouri wants Kansas to be away from the basket so they can challenge with their smaller body. Gooden outside as a 6'9", 6'10" basketball player putting it on the floor. That's to the advantage of the smaller defender. Once it's on the floor, the active hands by Missouri can disrupt some things offensively. That's what's happened early in this ballgame.
Kroenke had come in for a very short stay. He goes back to the bench. And Dooling back in the lineup for the Tigers as they continue to play with that 3-guard rotation. London on the follow and can't get it to go. Hafer battles for the rebound.
Have not seen a lot of trapping in the half court by Kansas so far.
Dooling had it touched after he dribbled it off his chest. Had a little scoring drought by both teams here.
Yeah, a couple minutes without a hoop.
Hafer.
That's a strong move.
Working against Luke Axtell. Nice job reversing that shot. 10-point Tiger lead.
Now you can see the quickness that Missouri has off the dribble with most of their players. And you'd like to come into this building and say we're just going to pound it inside, but you can tell defensively Missouri, they haven't allowed the Kansas to get good looks inside. I mean, Gooden's in there at 6'9" against a 6'2" Gilbert and still has not touched the ball.
Shot clock is down to 8.
Would have been Jeff Hafer, I think, with the touch foul.
Second foul on him.
Again, the shot clock is now down to 8 and 7, as you called it, Ron, and this is the shot that the Kansas has had to settle for. So early on defensively, Missouri has done the things they want to do.
So info was wrong. It is Grauer who gets the foul, not Hafer second.
Parker returns from Missouri. Bradford and Collison.
So Bradford comes back in. Collison comes back in. Hafer will go to the bench. Parker back into the lineup for the Tigers. Gets it to go, and let's take a break. 18-10, Missouri leading. Hafer scores.
Player grew up in Shelbyville, Missouri, not far from here.
He always made this border war special also, didn't he?
He'd always kind of throw in a few comments that would entice.
Something that would
entice the Jayhawk fans and then help Missouri fans remember what it was all about.
A little fuel on the fire.
Yeah.
Soyaye, tough work inside, can't get it, and Collison will clear for the Jayhawks. Collison against Parker. Parker did a nice job, and he missed the shot. Here comes Gilbert.
Solid defense. Collison will not miss many of those. Good cut.
Gilbert unlucky on that shot. It did everything but go down. By the way, Kansas only has 1 second chance hoop in this ball game.
And we thought that would be the key coming in here.
Yes.
Could they pound the offensive glasses because they are the best rebounding team and one of the best in the country.
Well, next Saturday at 3 o'clock on ABC, the original 1983 Skins game. Fab Four is back. Nicholas, Palmer, Player, and Watson all reunited for one of golf's great events, the Senior Skins game on ABC. Chenoweth inside, misses, has the putback, misses that. London with the tip, and Hafer comes down with the rebound.
Well, point blank, frustration for Kansas fans. Chenoweth not able to finish. And when he gets the offensive rebound, he's bringing it back down, and then all the active hands start again.
8-point margin. Quinn Snyder up, and he wants to control tempo a little bit more here. Grauer, nice feed inside, the block by Chenoweth of Soya.
That's a nice block, almost effortless. Just knocks it simply out of bounds. I'm sure he's frustrated from the offensive end. This is a terrific entry pass. Nice set play. Look at the entry pass away from the defense. Soya has not matched up against anybody the size of Eric Chenoweth. That's 7-1.
Bradford almost with a steal and then picks up the foul. You know, one of the things we were commenting to each other during the timeout, Soya does, John, is he has a habit of when he gets the ball of always going to his left rather than changing up that move.
Yeah, likes to catch it, just simply continue on to that left shoulder. When he turns and faces, he becomes much more dangerous. He can go either way because of his quickness. We saw him at Iowa State put Marcus Fizer in foul trouble just by turning, facing, and then attacking. Good to see Bradford back in the lineup. His ankle looks like it's okay.
Grauer for three. The battle inside. Gooden got a hand on that one. Good heavens.
Missouri is scrappier to the loose balls. You know, they're getting more rebounds than this Kansas team right now. They're smaller, but they're just more aggressive to the basketball. Take a look at the numbers that we mentioned earlier. That's how important he is for this ball club to stay out of foul trouble. Boshi in the lineup with two personals. Got to be careful.
Hafer gets a good quick first step against Collison. Fakes it, scores it. He'll have a chance for a three-point play.
Well, you can tell the style that Quinn Snyder has instilled in this Missouri offense. It is attack off the dribble. We're smaller, but we're quicker. Everybody puts it on the floor. They attack the defense. This time, Hafer splits the seam. The good 2 feet plant. Control with his body and then off the glass.
For 4 points and 4 rebounds so far. His first trip to the line, but perfect from the field. 2 for 2.
And one of those seniors that this afternoon's pretty special for that guy. Your last time facing the Jayhawks in your home building.
Yeah. You know, and he is one of those kind of players. Collison has it knocked on the floor. Grauer almost gets the steal, and then Boshi battles in.
Good play by Boshi. Called a timeout, and he was on the floor. Tigers went to a zone that time, Ron, and it caused some confusion.
So there's a timeout. 10-point Tiger lead. And it's a 10-point Missouri lead. Ron Franklin along with John Sunvold from a jam-packed Hearnes Center on the campus of Missouri. Last 4 years they have split in this border war. As you watch Boshi handle the basketball, Roy Williams taking a chance as Gooden with the jump hook. Unlucky on a shot went right across the top of the rim. And how about Hafer? That's now 5 boards for him.
Well, at 6'5", they need him to rebound, and he has delivered so far this first half.
Gilbert suspends, kisses it off the glass, and he's got double figures.
And takes it from way up high on the left all the way across the top of the key, halfway down the lane, still knocks it home.
What I started to say about Hafer just a while ago, and I certainly don't mean anything bad about him, as you see him knock the ball away. Bradford will pick it up again. But what Hafer does, he is not a pretty ball player. No. But by gosh, he is efficient. And everybody needs one just like him, John.
Well, he gets all the loose balls, does all the dirty work. And every time, because of their small lineup, when they come out, Hafer has to guard someone at 6'8" or 6'9". This defense right now for Missouri is just stifling.
And a standing ovation for the defense by this hometown crowd. Shot clock is at 7. Now it's 6. I don't know if Boshi realizes it. Now he does. That's going to be a shot clock violation.
Well, turn up the notch on the crowd. And Roy Williams not happy. And it's a wholesale substitution.
Heinrich, Axtell, Chenoweth, Lester Earl, and number 24 Marlon London, the sophomore from Broadview, Illinois, come into the lineup. 5 go to the bench. Gilbert That could have been offensive goal, or could have been interference by Lester Earl.
Yeah, couldn't tell if that was tipped.
Heinrich, just what you were talking about
He
earlier.
loves to push a basketball. Doesn't shoot a lot of shots. That time he took it coast to coast. Anytime a guy comes off the bench, what you want to give your team is some energy. And Kansas needs something in a hurry.
Nice job as Chenoweth got caught cheating up just enough. Lester Earl
Blocked by Hafer. There's your guy.
Gilbert spreads the floor back to Dooling. No look pass. So yeah.
What a performance.
Jeff Carey off with the warm-up and about to check in. This crowd is just going bananas. 26-12 Missouri. There's a timeout in the action, and this is what's setting the crowd off. The no-look pass inside. College basketball triple-header on Monday. Big Monday presented by Bud Light. We'll start off in the Big East. It is UConn traveling to Syracuse, and UConn already has 2 conference losses. They cannot lose another one this early. Then Colorado at Kansas, the middle game. Then following Sports Center, it's Colorado State at Utah. All in Big Monday, presented by Bud Light.
Syracuse still the only undefeated team in the country, and see the first half stats so far. And boy, look at the rebounding. Missouri State, even with them in the shooting, only 22% for Kansas.
The rebounding still shocks me more than anything, because the numbers coming into this ball game were what, 49-33, the difference in average per ball game.
Yeah, Kansas a plus 11.5 in the rebounding margin. Missouri has a negative number.
Axtell left alone for a moment, and he is fouled outside the arc.
You know, there's some hesitation to this Kansas team, and I mentioned that Axtell caught that ball, and normally he shoots it. He didn't shoot it right away. Then he found out he was open and then shot it. So Kansas is unraveled at this point.
Axtell a 73% free throw shooter. Kansas as a team at 66%. Missouri just a little bit better at 68% from the line.
Yeah, Luke knocks the first one in. 74% free throw shooter. Should be better than that. Mentioned that last week when we watched him play. Luke, when he was at Texas, averaged about 13 points a game, almost a 40% three-point shooter.
Gets the second one to go. Kansas is now 5 of 9 from the line.
Full court pressure. Once you get by it, they will have numbers.
Dooling. Offensive foul called on Dooling.
Well, the hesitation dribble once again got him past Axtell.
Shante Johnson is the man who got set.
And take a look defensively how he steps in there, takes it. Dooling will know next time. The thing about penetration against this Kansas team, once you get to this area, you know your teammates are going to be open, because Kansas will converge in that paint.
You know, Quinn Snyder's not one to get up and jaw at the officials very much, but he got up that time and was telling the officials that's one. He missed that. Heinrich travels. 6 turnovers, Kansas.
Spacing by this Kansas team on the offensive end, it's not there. It's not very good. Every time there's a penetration, they may run into a teammate. Missouri, a difficult team to beat off the dribble because of their quickness.
Jeff Carey continues to operate in the ballgame, working against Parker this time. Gilbert. Parker almost picks Heinrich's pocket in the backcourt. We have gone under 6 minutes in this opening half. It has been all Missouri Tigers.
And the lineup that Kansas has, not a big scoring lineup. London can get you a basket. Obviously, Axtell can get hot and get on a roll. But there's no focal point that they would throw it to inside.
Axtell tried to kiss it off the glass, but that was a very tough angle.
A message being sent by Roy Williams to the guy sitting beside him on the sideline.
Gilbert back to Hafer. He's got 6 points now.
Off the dribble, draw the defense, find the open teammate. Missouri at 50% from the field.
Heinrich, 6 for him.
Yeah, this kid is tough. Son of a coach, understands how to play the game, has done a nice job his freshman year.
Played his high school basketball at Sioux City West. Brower. Well, the youngster, he heated up last week. I enjoyed your interview with him after the ball game. He said he was glad to get off the snide. He was tired of everybody asking him about it, particularly his family.
Well, it's tough. This year he's at 29% from three-point land. A year ago, 49. When he was open, most coaches thought, well, that's an automatic 3 for the Tigers.
Timeout called by the Missouri Tigers.
This Kansas squad is doing a better job at slowly chipping away this lead. Inside, Ashante Johnson, the senior, in the basket, always gives him positive minutes, usually early when he comes in.
Well, next Saturday at 12 noon Eastern time, two-time Indianapolis 500 winner Al Unser Jr. makes his Indy Racing debut. He battles defending league champion Greg Ray in the Indy Racing League 2000 season opener. The Delphi Indy 200 at Walt Disney World. First of 10 races in 2000 Indy Racing League season on ABC. Your home for Super Bowl 34 and the National Hockey League All-Star Game. Now they are just about half what they have averaged for the season. 48% in field goal percentage and only 28% on this one today. 6 of 21.
And when you're in that situation, now all of a sudden your defense has to keep you in there. Just have to hang in, get through the first half, see if you can regroup at halftime. Jayhawks now 2-3 zone. Have to find the shooter. And the guy in there now, Grauer, Johnny Parker, good standstill shooter.
Dooley, good quick first step back to Grauer. 3, good by Parker.
The penetration off the dribble. It has been a thorn in the side of this Kansas defense. Good steal. Showtime.
Dooling. 6 points for him. 8, I beg your pardon. Axtell fed the ball inside. It's going to stay with Kansas. And there's a timeout, so we'll take it with them. 3:32 remaining. Keon Dooling, one of the Marauders leading the attack. 8 in the nation. And I'll tell you what, right now they only have 4 assists in this first half. John, they lead the conference at averaging 21 a ball game.
Well, what's impressive is that 21 number, and so far offensively they have not been in any rhythm. Defensively, give a lot of credit to this Tiger team.
Axtell.
He can get you back in a hurry.
He can get you back in a hurry. You're exactly right.
All caused by the basketball going inside. Clarence Gilbert was going to help out, and then the quick kick out. Good spot up by Luke.
Axtell now with 5 points as we're about to go under 3 minutes left until halftime. And 3 substitutes about to come in for KU.
And they'll stay in that zone defense. Very active, very long across the front. Boschee out front, but you got Axtell on one wing, Gregory on the other.
Dooley, great look inside.
How do you beat a zone and draw it up? There it is. Penetration.
Soyaye now with 6 points.
Dooling.
Net went through a tiny, tiny space.
Yeah, Dooling with great vision. Good help by TJ.
Boschee way off on that one. Axtell for 3. Well, that one did everything but go down. Carey gets the carom. Count the hoop. And Ashante Johnson with an opportunity for a 3-point play.
How about the minutes that Johnson has given this ball club? Stepped in, he got a couple offensive rebounds that time, a couple touches. They go back into him on the post. His second basket in the minute. The missed opportunity by Dooling, and then Luke throws it inside. And Ashante, simple turn, his second basket of this half.
Good strategic move by Roy Williams as he gets Boschee out of the ball game with 2:18 left. doesn't dare want him to pick up a third here in this first half of play.
And I think if you're Kansas, if you can get this to 10-point game at half, you're happy with that.
No question. And that's the reason Quinn was upset with the foul and the three-point play possibility, because you've had such a great first half. But if you let them go in at 10 or under, then moral victory for Roy Williams going in at halftime.
Exactly right. Got Gilbert open.
Off the mark, and here's Gooden with the rebound.
Sometimes the toughest shot for a good shooter is the one there's nobody on you, and they're not running at you or everything else.
Heinrich, good quick hands, delivers inside to Gregory, and now just what we were talking about. It's a 9-point game.
There's a reason why they have 21 assists a ball game in average check. Unselfish, good ball movement, good positioning by the offensive players. Heinrich has to be careful with Dooling. The hesitation usually lulls somebody to sleep. Heinrich, only a freshman. Dooling has done it to many in college basketball.
Up the screen in the corner, but a nice job by Gooden to come over and pick him up. Travel against Dooling.
Solid defense. Heinrich stayed on the ground. Didn't buy any of the fakes. Made Dooling try to step around him.
Well, Quinn looks up. He's got to be a little concerned, because on this trip right here, they can make it a 7-point ball game. And a first half that Missouri has simply dominated.
Look at Gooden inside. He's got Dooling with him, but he doesn't stay low.
Shot clock is at 8. Now it's 7. Heinrich driving to the hoop, and he traveled.
With Drew Gooden, what's interesting is he's not staying inside and not staying put. And if he would, I think they can get him the basketball.
AutoBytel.com halftime report. Number 4 Auburn at a tough place, Oxford, Mississippi. Florida State at number 21 North Carolina. John Saunders and Digger Phelps with the rest of the world of college basketball.
I believe, with a hand check out front.
Yeah, hand check. Cheapy.
Again, anytime you guard a guy that likes to use the dribble, as Keon Dooling, you have to give him a little room. You have to know his tendencies of the hesitation. Dooling's smart enough. Once he gets a half step, he's going to use his body and get into your body.
Hafer found an opening, had it partially blocked by Collison, and then Hafer battles, and I think he knocked it off him. Yes, knocked it off Collison.
Hustle inside, giving up size, but he won't give up effort. Going to go inside against really the land of the Giants. Really nowhere to go. Good block by Collison. Simple hustle play.
.30 seconds left in the first half.
15 on the shot clock. 3 good ball handlers in for the Tigers. Dooling, Gilbert, and Grauer.
11 seconds difference between the shot and the game clock. Good look inside to Parker. That is a great pass again by Dooling.
And a good finish. A little lean in by Parker. 7 seconds.
Crowd is up. Gregory way outside. Couldn't get it to go. And remember this. When leading at halftime, Missouri is 8-1. And as they head to the locker room, it is the Missouri Tigers 37 and the 8th-ranked Kansas Jayhawks 26. We'll join the AutoBytel.com halftime report right after this.
NCAA basketball presented by Payne Weber on ABC Sports. Brought to you by Beck's, a beer apart. And MasterCard. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. We'll return after this message. And
26, the Tigers leading at halftime. And John, we talked about Gilbert and what he did in the first half. But to me, Dooling also with 8 points and 4 assists was just paramount in what happened.
Control the tempo offensively. They didn't have anybody to stop his penetration. He scored it, shot it well, but also the assists, passes were right on the money. All his teammates had to do was catch it and lay it in.
Well, the highlights in the first half, and there are many.
Well, let's start early. And Clarence Gilbert, we knew coming in, he was the hot guy, and he started hot. Knocked in 3 early ones to get his ball club going, but really I think it's the workmanlike effort of Jeff Hafer. 6 rebounds, 6 points. This senior's done a lot of things against this Kansas team, and for Kansas it's really just been frustration on the offensive end. If they've got it in deep, they've missed open opportunities, and when they get inside, you can see the defense, not many second chance points, and Missouri has been solid.
So back to live action as we start the second half. The dish inside, and they almost throw it away. Touch last by Bradford.
Kansas came out with their pressure defense.
52% for the Tigers in the first half, 33% because of the last 3 minutes by KU. They picked it up.
Well, Kansas is a team that shoots 48.
Look at the rebounds, John.
But that's where it tells the story. Missouri had to stay even with them, or even in the vicinity. But expect a different Jayhawk team this half. I'm sure Roy Williams got a few points across his team.
There's the trap on Hafer. Oh, great look, and he overthrew him. Well, and he points to himself, Soyaye does, and said, I'm sorry, Grauer, because he was wide open.
You see the scoring leaders talking to Quinn Snyder before this ball game. He kind of welcomed the fact that Kansas traps him because he thinks they have good enough ball handlers to find the opening.
Overthrown, and here comes Gilbert. Showtime early for him.
Kansas wanted a good start. Defensively, they had it. Offensively, turnover. Basket for Missouri.
7th turnover of the afternoon by the Jayhawks.
Gregory has been quiet, Ron.
Well, he really has.
And that's the strength of him.
Drove it to the hoop and scored. 6 points now for him.
He puts it on the floor. He can take it to the rim. He plays above the rim. If he gets close, you might as well foul him. 38% free throw shooter. Hafer.
Quinn Snyder up, directing traffic, lost it out of bounds. Another turnover against the Jayhawks.
Smaller and quicker has been better than bigger and slower. And Collison out defensively cannot stay with Jeff Hafer. Hafer goes right around him and then finishes with an exclamation point.
Hafer, 8 points, 6 rebounds. Nice give and go. Soyaye is blocked, but he's fouled by Chenoweth. And Bradford is hot, and he's over at Collison and also talking to his other teammates, saying, let's pick it up and get some focus.
Well, he's the captain. He's the vocal leader of this ball club. They listen to him. He's the kind of guy that can get him going.
Second foul on Bradford.
33, Tyson Soyaye, the line for the Tigers. 2 shots.
See that stat with no rebounds? His teammates have picked up the slack for him.
62% free throw shooter. I mentioned a couple of weeks ago at the Iowa State game. He is from Nigeria. And I asked him if his family knew Akeem Olajuwon's family. He said yes. And he said he grew up playing soccer just as Olajuwon did. Because in that country, that's what you do. And then you can go to something like basketball. Play soccer first.
Start at the basics. Footwork, which is terrific.
Gregory, nice pass. Missed the close-in shot. And on the follow is foul.
And again, that's a good foul. Gregory, 38% free throw shooter, will go to the line. How high did Gregory get over the top of Soyaye on that one? Soyaye thinks he can block it. Gregory was above the rim and then just takes it away from Chenoweth. You can see the aggressive play by Kenny this half.
Hafer with a second foul. The first team foul on the Tigers here in the second half.
Well, and the struggle at the foul line, obviously mostly mental. Knocks that one in, and because he shoots 38%, he is not in the end of the lot of ball games for this team. Can't afford to have him in. Though he is their leading scorer, terrific player off the break, can do a lot of things.
Missed the second one. Gilbert with a nice job of skying for the rebound. Jayhawks were in that locker room for a long time at halftime, and I have a feeling that Coach Roy was pretty heated. Hafer had the 3, passed it up, now steps back out, shoots the 3, and is off the bar.
Saw what Collison did. Collison backed off a step. Hafer not a great outside shooter, but he can beat Collison off the dribble. Collison gave him some room, made him shoot the shot over the top of him.
Bradford trying to push the ball up on the left side and create something. 41-38 31-29. The Missouri Tigers. Shoyaye looking at the official as he has just been called for his second foul.
Got caught using the offside arm, trying to get around Chenoweth. Tough angle by Boshi to throw it into the interior of the defense. The reason is there stands Brian Grauer. If they don't call the reach in, Brian Grauer probably picks that one off.
Well, now Gregory and Gilbert standing toe-to-toe and nose-to-nose.
That's what we need, Ron. We need a little bit of fun in this ballgame.
Bob Sidoff, the referee, and that's Danny Hooker, who has just walked in, and that's Sidoff right there. But they're trying to tell him on the inbounds pass they can play basketball but not create war.
Sometimes this game will be about war, though.
Chenoweth. I gotta tell you, nice job at the tip. I think Bradford got it. Bradford or Gregory.
Yeah, it might have been Gregory. I couldn't tell either one, but both of them are standing right there. We watched Kansas play Texas A&M on Monday night, and what they did so well was push that A&M squad underneath the rim.
Parker off the mark.
And Kansas again offensively, watch them attack the glass. They did in the first half successfully. Let's take a look at the positioning this Kansas team gets on the offensive rebound. Once a shot goes up, Chenoweth should make this shot, though. He's 7-1, and I think Gregory got that hoop.
Well, there's the foul on Hafer, his third, and Hafer goes out, Grauer goes out.
And that didn't happen much the first half, where they positioned a guy inside and they held their position and got him the basketball down low.
Nice quick move in the turnaround jumper, boy. He is silk. Now from 8 to 10 feet, he'll wear you out right there.
So many moves on the low block for this freshman. Goes to the right shoulder, left shoulder, can hit jump hooks on you.
8-point ball game. About to go under 16 minutes left in this one. Kansas trying to maintain a perfect mark in the Big 12. For the Tigers, they lost their opener up at Iowa State. They can ill afford to lose another conference game this early on in the conference season.
Snyder trying to get the basketball to Gilbert on the wing against Boshi.
There goes the three, and Gilbert's got it.
Man, simple catch and release.
15 points for him, and it's back to an 11-point margin. Gregory.
Gregory's come out this half, Ron, on a mission. A little communication going on the floor. And Kenny is feeling better.
11 points for Gregory.
Quinn Snyder again brings it to the right side of the floor. He had Gilbert there. Now Gilbert clears away.
Well, on the switch, well, the Missouri folks, including Coach Snyder, wanted a foul called on that one, but Shoyaye kisses it a little too hard off the glass. Gregory.
Wow. Holy smoke.
Crowd wanted a walk, but he is such a great athlete.
He really is.
I don't think it was a walk. He may have rolled it over, but you were so mesmerized by his athletic ability.
What a move. And then the softness to get that thing to go in.
It was a quick little step.
Jayhawk defense has picked up the pace. Not many open looks. Can't give it to him, though.
Gilbert for another three. 18 for him.
You've got to pick your poison, and you cannot select that guy to get an open look.
Chenoweth with an answer, of all folks from outside the arc. 47-39. 4 of 6, by the way, from three-point land by Gilbert.
And Boshi trying to deny Gilbert the basketball so they can't run a screen and roll against him. Oh, my.
Good heavens, he's off balance, falling away, and still hit nothing but court and floor.
And I'm not sure Boshi didn't get away with a push in the midsection on that shot.
Chenoweth can't get it to go. They miss on the follow, and here come the Tigers, and this crowd is up and roaring again.
Ron, who do you look for if you're Missouri? I mean, when the guy's on a roll, he is phenomenal when he's shooting.
Listen, I'd strangle someone if they didn't get the ball to him until he goes cold, John.
The last shot he hit, I think Boshi even gave him a shove, and it was still on net. Here he comes. Might as well, huh?
Are you kidding me?
You will not find many exhibitions better than this one shooting the basketball. Wow.
And on top of that, not only was the shot just no conscience, third foul called on Jeff Boshi.
And he was on him like a jersey. I mean, he was in his jersey. This is something. On him, the slight push in his body. This guy can get on a roll. He had 12 straight points when they made a comeback against Illinois. He had 12 straight points up at Iowa State when they made a comeback. And now simply unconscious. And you saw the smile on Norm Stewart's face, who recruited him to come to Missouri.
I'm telling you, Gilbert trying to make it his 25th point, and he misses the free throw all alone and unguarded.
That's that easy.
You need somebody on him at the free throw line.
Holy smokes. 2-3 zone defense. See if they can get Drew Gooden to basketball.
4 straight possessions, he hit threes, wasn't that right?
Yeah.
That's movie type stuff.
Man, the way he hit them. I mean, the first couple were open. The second 2 were just bombs.
The Missouri Tigers are 60% from behind the arc because of this young man.
By ZDNet, where technology takes you.
Welcome back to the Hearnes Center in Columbia, Missouri. Ron Franklin, John Sunbold. John, I'm going to ask you about a comment that you made. The attendance today just over 14,000. You talked about the Jayhawks turning up the pressure defensively, and they have in the second half. And that's what makes what Gilbert has done even more unconscious.
Yeah, 4 straight possessions, 4 straight threes, and nothing can dismantle a defense when a guy gets on a roll, and they're not the easy threes he's taken either. He's open again.
That's a new Hearnes record. 14,098. Dooling says, I'll try a 3.
Surprised that the freshman Kroenke passed up the shot. He is an outstanding standstill shooter. He's in there if he gets an open look. Shoot it.
Think you'll be busy tomorrow?
Yeah, his father's team, the St. Louis Rams. They'll probably go over there and see if the Rams can continue on.
Bradford, nice look inside to Gooden. Haven't seen him in a while. The ball knocked out of bounds, and it'll head back with the Tigers.
Now, Drew Gooden has to finish that. He had a little flip there, and what he needs to do is go in, power it up, just go over the top of the smaller Tiger team. There's a look at Josh Kroenke.
Gooden has not contributed, has not scored today.
And surprising. Everybody who's seen Drew Gooden play, everybody walks away and says, boy, what a marvelous player. 5 double-doubles on the season with only an average of 19 minutes of ball game. Was the most outstanding player. The Great Alaska Shootout had 20 in that championship game against Georgia Tech. So he's got to get on track and see if he can get a few baskets.
Gilbert back to Dooling, and Heinrich knocked it away from him.
There's Stan Kroenke, co-owner of the St. Louis Rams. And the Rams in this state, boy, have really turned it up. And Ron, you know your football. They've got a high-octane offense. Huh?
You know, John, what I love about them, everybody talks about their offense. Gilbert again.
5 in a row.
I couldn't believe it. 5 in a row.
5 straight.
Career high for him in points. Just one last thing on the Rams. I like their defense also, and that's what wins championships for you.
Yeah, you're right.
Gregory inside, and that's going to be interference. That ball was going to go.
Well, there are times that some things can make you a good coach, your strategies, but what really makes you a good coach, Ron, is when a guy gets hot and gets on a roll. And Gilbert with 27 is making Quinn Snyder look like one of the better coaches around today.
I'm telling you. There's a give and go. Soyaye scores over Gooden.
Might as well add an assist to the stat sheet for Clarence Gilbert. Gregory
quickly at the other end. 15.
Well, the matchup they want now is Clarence Gilbert to have the ball, because Axtell at 6'10" will not be able to contain Gilbert off the dribble. He will be too quick for him.
Chenoweth knocked down Soyaye. No call. Building for three. Barely drew iron on that one.
Tigers score when Gilbert has the ball. They have not scored when he hasn't. Dribble.
So let's take a timeout. Missouri by 17 over 8th-ranked Kansas. Point lead, and a reminder, next Saturday at 3 Eastern, the original 1983 Skins game. The Fab Four is back. Take a look at this group. Nicholas, Palmer, Player, and Watson. They are all reunited in one of golf's great events, the Senior Skins game on ABC. Your home for Super Bowl 34 and the National Hockey League All-Star game. By the way, they're competing for $600,000. That'll be fun to watch those guys. And how many stories do they have to tell sitting around the fire?
How about that? Our condolences to Tom Watson, who lost his father this past week. Unfortunate incident.
52% Tigers. By the way, this is an 11-2 run for Missouri since the 14-minute mark. Gilbert working against Gregory. Brower for three.
And the beat goes on. It is contagious, Ron.
First three for Brower, but how big is that? 20-point Missouri lead.
I think they got Soyaye inside.
3 on him. Well, they're going to have to get Johnny Parker off the bench and into the ball game. Try to make the substitution, because with 11:05 left in the ball game, Quinn Snyder. And this is up off the bench and hikes up his pants, because he knows how big that young man has been for him.
And Collison and Gooden have to go to work inside now against a smaller lineup.
Heinrich for three.
Had a pretty solid game this afternoon.
He's got 9.
Has struggled on the year with the three-point shooting, though he looks like he's got good form. Now only 5 of 28 beyond the three-point line.
Ron Franklin, John Sundol coming to you from a jam-packed Hearnes Center on the campus of the University of Missouri. And I'll tell you what, these folks have been rocking. They have been loving it since 12 noon today. A new Hearnes Center record, 14,098 on hand for this border war meeting between KU and Missouri.
And Clarence Gilbert gets a rest. I would expect again, this ball has to pound inside. Gooden and Collison have to establish themselves low and stay in that post.
Collison with the quick dish inside to Gooden, and the turnaround jumper no good, and Hafer called for the foul. That is his fourth.
Now, one of the things Gooden is doing, Ron, he's dancing around too much on the block. Just get there and establish yourself. You're bigger, you're stronger than Hafer. This time he bounces so many times, he's not getting good position. Once he starts, see how much he's moving, that allows Hafer to guard. Hafer, though, does pick up his fourth person.
Well, we talked about the person that Missouri could ill afford to lose, and Soyaye, and Hafer the same way.
Hafer's been the one that's been able to get a lot of loose balls in this ball game. 6 rebounds.
And Soyaye comes back into the lineup, and Hafer will go to the bench. That, by the way, is the first point for Gooden on the afternoon at the 10:21 mark. (61-46). About to go under 10 minutes left in the ball game. As we mentioned, KU flawless in conference play, and this foul on Heinrich. And they are trying to, or Missouri trying to pin the first loss on Kansas in this conference season.
Well, Kansas has not been effective in their half-court trapping. They like to use the sidelines. The difficult issue when you deal with Missouri is their quickness of the ball handle. Screen and roll normally with Soyaye. Here it comes. Lost it off the foot.
Yeah, he dribbled it off the foot, and Brower right there to save it. Plenty of time in the shot clock at 18 and now 17. Bounce Passer into Soye. And touch last by Kansas. So 11 seconds on the shot clock.
Well, the high screen and roll, Soye just simply going down the lane, and Brower found him. But when Soye caught it and the ball was down low, the active hands, I think, might have been Gregory that knocked it away.
Shot clock at 8. Now it's 7. Brower just inside the line. Couldn't get it. Here's Gregory. And Gregory out of control and an offensive foul.
Roy Williams doesn't like the call. He thought Dooling was leaning, which I initially did. Dooling's there and takes it in the right shoulder. Anytime you got a guy that'll come in a little bit out of control, it's usually an automatic whistle.
That's what I was thinking, John, because you're right. Marginal whether he was set or not, but when you're coming pell-mell and take that long last step, chances are you're going to get the whistle. Dooling at the other end, and an offensive foul called on him.
Well, Dooling tried to make a statement with that one. He tried to dunk on about 3 guys. A little smirk and a smile by Quinn Snyder. You do not mind guys that are aggressive to the hoop. Axtell steps in there and takes one.
As far as the calls, that's tit for tat, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
About to go under 9 minutes left in this one. All of a sudden, that clock extremely valuable to KU. Gooden on the turnaround. Unlucky on the shot. Misses on the follow. And Axtell will knock it back out at a fresh 35. He'll put up a 3. Well, Missouri's got numbers. 4 on 2. And the dish to Soye. And he gets hammered. I think Collison, although it could have been Axtell.
Not many big guys the size of T.J. Soye at 6'9", about 250, that can run the floor as fast as he can. A very speedy human being, so to speak. This guy can run about a 4.4, 4.5 40, they say.
And not much fast. He was an All-American. As Kansas prepares to put in 5 new ones, as you look, 4 of 7 from the field and still no rebounds for him.
Look at those shoulders on. As they say, he is all uniform. When he puts it on, you look and go, man, look at that. Look at that guy.
TJ turned around and looks at where's everybody going. Well, Kansas, as I said, was substituting 5 players. So that's where he's like everybody left the dance.
And Quinn Snyder is yelling at Soye just to relax. TJ turned around in a hurry and thought, what's going on with this crowd?
That's probably what Quinn is saying, because he turned around to look to see where all those blue jerseys were going.
Well, he switched the second one. He's got 9. Well, look at this. Backcourt, 2 assists, Kansas, 13 from Missouri.
Yeah, amazing stat. And another turnover. Totally out of sync. Jeff Boschee has not had a very good ball game. Miscommunication.
Causes a turnover there from Dooling.
Here are the numbers now.
London has it blocked by Dooling.
How about that? They have numbers 4 on 2. You've got 2 big tall guys. And London, instead of throwing it up high in the air, kind of just tried to throw it over the top. Defense gets a hands on it, and then all commotion breaks loose, and Chenoweth knocks it out of bounds.
Well, this week's Payne Weber Senior of the Week is Gonzaga's point guard Matt Santangelo, selected from his contributions on and off the court. He's maintained a 3.2 GPA through his 4 years in college and regularly promotes reading in the Spokane area grade school. Payne Weber will donate $1,000 to their Senior of the Week scholarship fund for him.
Now, that's a young man you want to watch play, because he is fun to watch, can handle it, can shoot it. A la John Stockton, although he's a better shooter than John Stockton from Gonzaga.
Heinrich, and that's his 3rd. Chenoweth, by the way, 1 of 7 from the field today, and he's had some close looks.
Point blank, and that's the frustrating part sometimes for the Kansas fans that watch Eric has not really improved some of his offensive game in the last couple of years.
Come to think of it, his 1 shot that he's made today is a 3.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he hasn't made any inside. Tigers spread the floor. Got the ball handlers out front, Dooling, Gilbert, and Brower.
I talked about Dooling and what he did in the first half with his 8 points and 4 assists. He now has 7 assists, and is looking at the books. That ties his career high. Well, that's a nice defensive job, and we're going to take a break. 7:46 left in the ball game. 62-46. Missouri will be back after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Fall to 2-3, and next Wednesday, their next game up, they are at home against Maryland. Huge situation for them, because Maryland at 1-3, off to a slow start in the ACC. And also on Wednesday night, second game of that doubleheader, number 9 Florida takes on number 22 DePaul. Yeah, Carolina struggled. They have to find a way to win this afternoon. If they don't, Carolina blue would really mean that, wouldn't it? Yes, it would. That was a careless inbounds pass for the Tigers that time. And let's see if Kansas can make them pay. And Boshi quiet the whole afternoon. Let's see if he's looked to get a hoop now and then. Bradford. I'm not sure if it's a shooting violation or not. If the
His first.
I think on the floor, man. On the floor. But I believe it's You know what Jeff Boshi just did? He took a look at the basket. I mean, he squared up. He's got to do that. He has got to be more aggressive with the ball, trying to look for his shot. Only 1 of 4 on the afternoon, but here's a guy that can really get it going and supply something to their offense. Bradford with his first point. Speaking of Boshi has 3 points and still does not have an assist on the day. Well, he's really struggled since conference play. We talked about his 3-point shooting, 49 for the year. He was about 59 coming in Big 12 Conference. In the 4 games, 25% has just been a struggle for him getting the ball in the basket. This is what you can ill afford to let Kansas do. That's why they lead not only this conference, but are tops in the nation, are in that top group at 49 at rebounds, because they'll get on the offensive board and just play volleyball with it. Well, quick hands, quick feet defensively. And if you're Missouri, you can't allow the silly turnovers. They had 1 on their end of the floor, now 1 on the Kansas end. Results in the steal and then the made bucket, and back to the foul line for Bradford. 3rd foul on Dooling. As Parker comes to the sideline. In and out of that one, the tip inside, and Missouri saves it, and taken away by Ashante Johnson. And it's going to stay right where it is. The possession arrow points that it will stay at this end of the floor. Tigers again got pushed underneath that rim, and Chenoweth was a guy who kept the ball active above it. Missouri's got to be very careful right now, as offensive foul is called on Bradford. 7:23 left in the ballgame. And they got exactly what they wanted. What a nice play from the underneath out of bounds. They had Bradford isolated on Brian Brower at the basket with no other help defense there. Parker went out of the game a moment ago, and the first thing Quinn Snyder said to him is, don't throw it to Soyaye on the inbounds pass. We have guys with better hands. Well, the National Hockey League All-Star Game coming up on Sunday, live at 2:30 on ABC, celebrating a century of great hockey. Jaromir Jagr and the world's All-Stars face off against Detroit Red Wings center Steve Yzerman. The North American All-Stars are one of hockey's great traditions, the NHL All-Star Game, right here on ABC. Brower, 91% free throw shooter, knocks in the first. This is a guy that they put the ball in his hands a lot towards the end of the game. Try to get him to the foul line if they're leading. Surprising his free throw. Take a look at his father, Rich, former assistant coach at Missouri, one of the great high school coaches in St. Louis, DeSmet High School. Surprising, Brower shoots 90% from the free throw line, but has not been able to get that shot going beyond the 3-point strike. Crowd is up and making noise, and they score the easy one. Ashante Johnson has given him some good minutes. It's really been valuable. Terrific lead pass in there from Bradford. Johnson with 7 as Boshi all over Dooling. Brower left open. Little too far. And here's Bradford with a rebound for Kansas. Well, plenty of time. 6:45. Kansas gets a basket here. They get this game to 10 points, maybe 9. There's height, huh? What an advantage that was. Just simply threw it up in the air. Chenoweth, the only guy that could catch it. picks up his second as you take another look at it.
Bradford throws it up, but not very high. Brian Grauer barely 6 feet. Chenoweth at 7'1". They've got Grauer listed at 6 feet, and that's stretching it. The back screen, Soye gets caught up, and Chenoweth finally converts one at point blank.
If I'm Missouri, let me go ahead and call the next offensive sequence. Number 4 gets the basketball.
He hasn't, it's surprising. They took him out for a few minutes, and when he's been back in, they have not found him.
They have not given him a touch. 64-55, under double figures for the first time in quite a while.
Jayhawks in the zone defense. Missouri has been effective at finding openings.
Wow. He missed that one badly. Real badly.
Hesitated the first time, though.
The bouncer into Johnson. Not there. Chenoweth tries for it, and it comes away to Gage.
And Gilbert's down. Couldn't tell if it's a knee or what, but boy, he went down hard. And he's in pain. This is one tough kid. Does not stay down very long.
Well, he is, as you can see, just grabbed his left ankle.
You talk to coaches around this conference. When last year as a freshman, they would always comment about the toughness of Clarence Gilbert. The on-the-ball defense that he would play. And we'll see if we can see it. He's probably on the left side of the screen. Goes up. That's hard to tell. Probably an ankle in there. Normally that's what it is.
I think he stepped on Soye's foot, I believe. Now this crowd, Gilbert obviously a very popular young man. He's got 27 points here today, and this crowd really has gone quiet. As you know, a lot of times when you step on another person's foot or you step off a curb just wrong, you can stun it, but it is not quite as bad as you initially think it is.
And if he's out for a while, it puts more pressure on Dooling to run the show and create shots for other guys. Not just himself, but the other guys. Get everybody involved. That one looks like it's pretty painful.
Well, here's a reminder again. Great doubleheader coming up on Wednesday. Maryland at North Carolina. That's the game at 7:30 Eastern time. And then it will be number 9 Florida taking on number 22 DePaul. All of that doubleheader Wednesday on ESPN. And he's walking pretty well on his own, John.
Yeah, he's making it. That's a good sign.
It is just a stun. If you just joined us, 9-point Missouri lead as we go under 6 minutes left in the game.
In the zone defense, Missouri again has had good looks because of their penetration. Without Gilbert in, Justin Gage, not that great outside shooter. Good athlete, likes to go to the basket. There he goes.
Well, interesting young man that became the starter at quarterback late in the year, tossed a couple of touchdown passes in the A&M game. He brings athleticism and strength.
Well, they took the red shirt off him in football last 3 weeks, and then when football was over and Quinn Snyder kind of looked at his squad and said, we don't have many players. Well, Justin Gage was a player 30 miles south of Columbia in Jefferson City. Good basketball player. You said good athlete, great athlete, one of the better ones on this team. And he has given them good minutes.
5 fouls on Hafer. And you might say that he got backed out of this ball game because he was just there, and the collision came on falling backwards, and I'm sure Quinn Snyder can't believe that.
And that's frustration as a player. Hafer appears to be really just trying to get out of the way. See, he's not trying to pick up a foul. Now he goes after it, and arm gets caught. Good call by the referee. He reached over. Once the arm gets caught, he can't get it out of there. And Bradford may be smart enough to hold on to that arm just a little bit. When you're a senior, you kind of understand if you can make the guy stay there, that whistle will finally blow.
So he leaves with 8 points and 6 rebounds at the 5:46 mark. So you lose 2 of your star players within 30 seconds. We'll see what kind of effect that it has on this Missouri ball club as Hafer goes to the bench having fouled out. And as you saw Clarence Gilbert on the training table across the way, and I don't know if they're going to be able to retape his ankle and get him back in time or not.
Well, Bradford now 2 of 4 from the foul line, and the last couple have not been very pretty.
Soye gets triple teamed, and he gets it away.
Missouri's got to get more on the attack mode, Ron, offensively. They've been a little hesitant. Because that's how they built the league, when they attack.
Kansas foul on 44. Chenoweth. His third. 19 foul.
Third foul on Chenoweth. Collison will come in. Chenoweth will go to the bench. Bradford is out. Luke Axtell back into the lineup for the Jayhawks. And now the clock at 5 minutes and 29 seconds with an 11-point margin. And Soyaye comes to the line.
And the Tigers have been successful at holding that 10-point number. It got to 9, but all of a sudden now it's back to 11.
10 points for Soyaye. The Tigers, they're only 4 of 10 at that free throw line. Everything has come from the field today.
Well, and it's really been the three-point line. 11 of 22. You shoot 50% beyond there. It cures a lot of ifs.
TJ Soyaye now with 11 points. Crowd coming to their feet.
Again, Ron, the Jayhawks have not been effective at pounding it in low and see if they can score inside. Axtell being guarded by Grauer. Although Luke is not inside player, he has a big size advantage.
Nice speed. The look to Boshi, and he missed it. Almost point-blank range. I'm almost surprised that he didn't use the glass. And Heinrich is off the bench and about to check in.
As he went across there, he didn't get set. He caught the ball and simply kept fading away and made it an extremely difficult shot.
Collison with the foul. Well, Boshi knows that he's going to come to the bench. He's already started the long walk.
His first 10-team foul for KU.
And Heinrich sits down, and he will stay in for the moment. But for Boshi, it's the youngster always so confident at both ends of the floor. Only 3 points and still with no assist today.
Tough afternoon. And those happen in this game. Best thing about the game, though, after this one, he still has a few, almost 5 minutes, and he gets back in here to perform well at the end, or you go back at it Monday night. Boy, that is a big difference in play. How about the points and assists?
Saved it to Heinrich, and then taken away by Grauer. Soyaye.
Offensive rebounding. This time the Tigers.
Parker actually got the follow. Johnny Parker, and it's back to a 16-point margin. And for about the 25th time today, all 14,000 folks standing and applauding.
You know, the steal on the defensive end was the guy we were talking about, Justin Gage. He not only stole that one, he was the one who caused all the problems for the Jayhawks when they had the offensive rebound. Take a look at the active guy there. That's Justin Gage, the guy we talked about. That starts everything. Then Grauer gets it to the rim. Gage another touch. And then Johnny Parker with the easy finish. And then on the defensive end, Justin Gage steps in again, makes a steal, and here's Grauer on the foul line.
Talk about the wrong guy to foul. 90% plus at that charity stripe. Knocked them both home. 18-point Tiger lead with 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in the ballgame. Soyaye, I believe, touched that one last, and a foul called on the Tigers. Soyaye, number 4 on him.
Well, you notice when Collison got it in deep. Double team, he didn't spot his teammate soon enough, then the whistle blew. But even when he spotted his teammate, he made the pass. It might have been Johnson or Gregory. Threw it behind him. It was almost would have been a turnover if the whistle wouldn't have blown.
Substitution for KU, 0.
So Johnson will go to the bench. And Gooden, the outstanding freshman out of Iowa Falls, Iowa, checks into the lineup. And still another substitution for KU. It's Marlon London coming in, and Axtell goes to the bench.
Full court pressure now by Kansas. Trapping defense. Missouri has shown they have handled this well most of the season.
Rara looked around. Nothing but blue around it. But the Tigers still get it across the timeline in good shape. Soya.
Pass right on the money from Parker.
How about Johnny Parker? That's a wonderful assist for him. So let's take a quick timeout. 3:41 left in the ball game, and the Tigers on the verge of a gigantic upset.
Basketball presented by Payne Weber on ABC Sports. Brought to you by Payne Weber. Thank you, Payne Weber. And Beck's, a beer apart.
The record crowd at the Hearnes Center is they put up every year that there have been wins by Missouri in this series. And this one here, as you look at the Beck storyline, Kansas is rebounding 40-28. Gregory 15-5, but the backcourt for Missouri, look at this, 42-12 in scoring.
Well, again, that big difference, the three-point line. You go 11 of 22, and you shoot lights out from that area. Kansas only 3 of 8 beyond the three-point line.
Also 15 Kansas turnovers.
Yeah, that's unusual for that man's ball club.
Dooley.
Not a good decision by Dooley. Came down, had numbers, and Parker should have stayed a little bit wider. And once he snuck in, then Dooley should just maintain the dribble, pull it back to the side, pull it out, run some clock.
Collison.
Now you have to be aggressive going to the ball. Brower wants it in his hand to get fouled. They'll run a lot of screens up here. And Dooling has it in his hands. He's supposed to run the show.
Well, the note we've just been given at Gilbert, it is a sprained ankle, but it says is available. So with the ball game right now, with 75-59 with 3:09 remaining, I would be surprised if Quinn Snyder brought him in for anything. I think I'd get him to the locker room and encase it in ice as quickly as possible.
Available because of his right arm. I mean, the right wrist. He's fine there. It doesn't look like he can probably move too much, but if they don't have to use him, I'm sure they won't. Dooling, a 68% free throw shooter. In the win on Tuesday night against Baylor, this Tiger team consistently hit free throws down the stretch to win that game.
10 points now for Dooling.
Well, one of those days. Mama said there'd be days like this, huh?
Well, that old thing, some days the magic works and some days it doesn't, John. Next up for Missouri is Texas A&M, and they get a full week.
Yeah,
so as far as the injury to the heralded Mr. Gilbert, he's got some time.
And Kansas will be home on Monday night.
And Rush will be back as well.
Yeah, Kareem Rush will be back next week. Young freshman who averages almost 11 a game, that's sat out quite a few of these ball games because of an incident with AAU tied to AAU basketball.
Five-second count, so the Tigers turn it over. 2:40 to play. Collison, and that one partially blocked by Johnny Parker. It'll go back to the Tigers on the try ball.
Yeah, he comes right back at it, and you can see the aggression on his face. And this Tiger team has simply been a step quicker and more aggressive to all the balls today.
Collison picks up his second.
Good offensive move by Dooling on the screen and roll. Kansas is going to try to step out with a big man and trap him, but what Dooling did was split the seam. Take it across and then split it right between.
Wonder he didn't get hurt when he got crashed into, because Soya had come out high to set the screen, and Heinrich really got knocked into it.
Solid screen. Looks pretty solid at the foul line.
11 points now for Dooling. The look on the young man's face on the left, you wouldn't think that he had a great day, but he has scored 27 points, 7 of 10 from outside the arc, but he has turned his ankle, and that's the reason that Clarence Gilbert's on the bench, and the reason for the distance stare.
They get Soye for that one or not? No, maybe not.
Tiger foul on 31.
Soye.
Johnny Parker picked that one up.
Oh, okay. We're going to change it then.
Quinn Snyder thought it was Soye's 5th too. He had Josh Kroenke sprinting to the station to check in.
Yep. 2:04 left to play in this one. And as far as Tiger fans are concerned, maybe a couple, but nobody heading to the exits. They want to enjoy this one for all 40 minutes.
Yeah, really start to finish too. Missouri jumped on this Kansas team early and they've not let up. Kansas got it under 10 a couple times, maybe to 9, but that was all the closest they got.
Two minutes left in this border war. Dooling motions for Grauer to pass on through. Seconds on the shot clock. Ball swatted away by Gregory. Soye saves it, and that's going to be a shot clock violation because he did not draw iron.
Well, you ran a lot of time that time, and Gregory made the good block at the hole, but listen to this crowd.
1:28 to play and counting. They are standing and applauding, and I think this will happen for the duration. So proud of these Tigers and what they have done here today as Parker comes down with the rebound. And I'm telling you, folks, you have to understand that this is a ball club that got beat by Winthrop back on January the 4th here. Nothing against Winthrop, but they're certainly not in the same class as the Kansas Jayhawks.
Well, inconsistent with this ball club was until about a week and a half ago. And then all of a sudden, the light turned on. Their shooting became better. They're more aggressive rebounding. This team has sent a message to a lot of teams in the Big 12.
Bob Hope, Desert Classic, is up next as Soye will lay it back in. 43 seconds left, and this is the largest lead at 81-59.
What a performance. Not many teams make Kansas look bad, Ron.
No.
And this afternoon, Kansas has looked bad.
Nooner will check into the lineup. Gregory will go out. 31.8 seconds left, and they are chanting, they are singing, and standing and applauding. It is a grand scene if you're a Tiger fan here at the Hearnes Center. If you're a KU fan, you regroup and come back against Colorado strong on Monday. Parker going to take it back out. And this one is history. 10 seconds. They'll count it off.
They'll want to win for Quinn Snyder, huh, Ron? First time he's been in the border war.
The Missouri Tigers have upset the 8th-ranked Kansas Jayhawks and done it convincingly, 81-59. Bob Hope Desert Classic is up next. Again, our final score is 81-59 Missouri. This has been a presentation of ABC in association with ESPN. For more, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network, go.com. For John Sunvold, Ron Franklin saying so long from Columbia, Missouri.
Go,
By Gregory.
Now Kenny Gregory making his presence felt. 2 free throws, a dunk, and now a block shot. to the basket from the weak side. Look at the hang time. He took off before Walls did. Ron Gregory's got his confidence. See if they can find him on a curl. Hello. Somebody. A little bit of energy in this building now. Kenny Gregory. The hang time and then watch the move. Doesn't quite finish. Got a lot of spin to it. Everybody caught watching, and the freshman Collison finishes.
Collison with 11 points and 12 rebounds. So let's put him down officially with a double-double tonight. And 12 rebounds for Collison, by the way, is a career high for the youngster.
Well, take a look at the last win at Allen Fieldhouse back in '83. That was when Jay Humphrey was running the show as a junior, leading the way. And in a long time since they won here. They took it right down the wire last year. Got beat by Bosch's three-pointer.
Gregory gets away with a shove. Walls has it knocked away. He's got to be frustrated. He's gotten banged all over the place tonight.
Well, he dribbled it in, dribbled off someone's back, still came back to him.
Collison. Boy, it's been his show here in the second half.
Yeah, it really has. What hurts Colorado, Ron, they really don't have a guy out there that can knock in jump shots. Got a lot of penetrators. When they kick it, don't have a lot of guys that just shoot it from outside.
Fox with that rebound. This is a quick game for the big guys like Fox.
Up and down, but again, I think Ricardo Patton's done a great job of getting him in and out of the lineup.
Mosley will be charged with that foul. His third. Ricardo continuing to substitute. Look just to the left of Ricardo. Terry Dunn, his assistant coach, just to his right, actually, to our left. And, of course, Coach Moe sitting there, Doug Moe's son.
David Moe.
But go back the other direction. And Coach Dunn.
There he is.
Nope, there he is right there. He is the twin brother of Coach Dunn, a head coach at Penn State. And when Penn State was in the NIT a couple of years ago, he came to Madison Square Garden to watch the game, and it is scary how much those guys still look.
Right.
Yeah, they're, you know, identical twins. Let's take a timeout. 7.5 minutes left, and Kansas all of a sudden with a 12-point margin.
From Coach Naismith in 1897.
The National Football League in the 21st century dynasty against parity. And tonight it is all Syracuse against UConn. That on SportsCenter coming up next. Well, a lot of well-wishers. Derek Thomas, a very popular football player in this area. All-pro for Kansas City. Injured yesterday. One of his best friends was killed in the wreck in a rollover in the ice in Kansas City.
Well, being transferred to Miami, where Barth Green, who runs the Bonacani Center, and Barth, one of the finest in the field.
Walls, he was fouled. He'll go to the line for a couple.
Take a look at Jockway, very good with the hand. We talked about in the first half how he likes to get to the paint. Not a great outside shooter, but so shifty with the dribble. And this is where he has made his living in this conference, is shooting free throws.
Crowd really on him here, but I'll tell you, truth be known, in the second half, he's really got knocked around. He should have gone to the free throw line a few more times than they have allowed him to go.
Well, with Nick Moore in the lineup, if Moore can just find some openings as Walls is penetrating, he'll get some open looks. Full court pressure now by Colorado.
Walls got to be careful. Remember, he's playing with 4. Give and go, and a nice job. Moore got a hand up, started the turnover going. Smith back to Walls. He'll put up a 3. Offensive foul.
You know, Ron, Colorado just sloppy in that possession, really from the start to the finish. There are times when you want the lead guard to just pull it back out and make sure you get something. And once it was helter-skelter and you throw it inside and everybody's just kind of burying their head and going to the rim.
And that's the 4th foul on Thomas. He has not been able to play much tonight because of foul problems. Colorado 0 for 7 in 3-point attempts tonight. Ball was kicked. They'll get a new 35.
Many made. Beyond the line. Oh, good pass. Good backdoor cut. Oh, Chenoweth put it right on the money, but the hard cut by Hearnes.
Ricardo Patton, body language says it all. He just said, what do we have to do? Axtell.
Squared his body up, going to his right. Prefers that direction once he gets his shoulder squared.
He's got a dozen.
That's a tough shot and a good-looking jump hook.
Fox. And the freshman has got his 9th point. About to hit 5 minutes left in the ball game. As soon as we're done here, it is Sports Center.
On the offensive end, Luke Axtell. Time settles for the quick one. That time puts it on the floor, and look at the release at 6'10". Speaking of 6'10", Fox goes at about 6'11". This is a tough shot. 2 guys coming at him from the front. Looked like Gregory was coming from the back.
Well, for Colorado now, Thomas, Walls, Fox, and Williams all with 4 fouls. Kansas, 3 is the number there. Gooden, Bradford, Chenoweth, and Heinrich all with 3.
Look at the foul numbers. Colorado better in the second half.
Chenoweth with 14.
3-2 matchup zone. It is much bigger when Chenoweth standing there at 7-1. Gooden down low, and Axtell on the side at 6'10". They can cover a lot of ground.
Jamal Mosley knocks down a very tough shot. He's had a really good second half. He's at his average now at 14. Actually, just a little bit over.
And what I like about it is that Mosley, even though he didn't shoot it well, he has continued to be aggressive, and finally the shot got going. Chenoweth got away with a push.
Sure did, and banks it back in.
On the back, you could see his arms release, and Fox got shoved underneath.
Mosley with 10 in the second half.
think that ball will stay with Colorado. Tell if it's his hip maybe or his ankle, probably the hip, but there's Chenoweth knocking it away, and the dive. Grabbing the hip a little bit.
Timeout called by Kansas with 4:16 to play. Well, we're not done. We will go away for Sports Center, but there's more college basketball on the way coming up at midnight. Colorado State at number 19 Utah in the Mountain West nightcap. And, of course, Utah led by Hanno Metala, averaging 20 points a ball game. Big Monday presented by Bud Light.
You know, Ron, you think of our ball game here. Colorado tired, got some tired bodies on the floor, down 13. They've been able to make some runs this second half and get this thing close. Defensively, they've had a hard time stopping Kansas.
They got it down to 5 in the second half. They led one time, what was it, 18-17.
That's the second timeout they've used because they couldn't get the ball in bounds. You start thinking if you can get this close, your timeouts, you're using them down the stretch. You don't want to waste them.
Well, let's take a look at the top 10. Cincinnati, Stanford, Duke, Arizona, Syracuse.
Boy, were they impressive tonight.
Yep. And the second group, UConn's going to slide after the score really not indicative of how they got bombarded tonight. Auburn, Michigan State, Florida, and Ohio State in the number 10 position.
How about that Cincinnati team? Was it last night, Ron, that Marquette had about 7 points with 2 minutes to go that first half? Ended up with 12. They can put the clamps on you.
Jimmy O'Brien's done a nice job up at Ohio State, too, because when they came in here to play Kansas, they were nowhere close to hitting on all cylinders, and they've done a nice job with that ball club this year.
Yeah, last week got Michigan State. Good ball club. Final Four team a year ago. Most of the guys are back. Red and Penn in the backcourt, they're pretty good. Another point blank. Boy, Pele right there. They've had a couple opportunities right at the rim.
Mostly earlier and now Pele.
Yeah.
Chenoweth.
And if you go for that steal, you're playing a Chenoweth's hand. I mean, now you can go to the rim. Let him catch, make him score over the top.
More for 3.
Well, we said he was a shooter. If he can get it lined up. Pretty good looking stroke.
Averages 8 points a ball game.
Columbine High School.
Littleton, Colorado.
Yeah. Won a state title there.
Oh, Luke.
What I like about Luke, though, Ron, that will not bother him. He'll come back and shoot another.
Gooden rattles that one home, 78-64.
Jackway pushes to the other end in a hurry. See, he lowers that shoulder. Looks like he really tripped up on his own feet. Russell's going to blow anyway.
Heinrich got his 4th. He'll go out of the ball game. 3:07 to play.
Well, the nice thing about the minutes for these Kansas players, you've got plenty of fouls to give. Even if you're Heinrich, you've got some good whacks to get when you're in there. Of the team, as you can tell, has struggled, and another missed opportunity to score for the Buffaloes.
Mosley had it ripped away by London. Collison, that is a nice assist.
That's just
very
nice,
unselfish.
That's a nice basketball play. Handled it well enough, put the bounce pass, and then Jeff Carey went to the other side to lay it in.
Boy, he in so many ways just doesn't act or react like a freshman, does he?
No, he really doesn't. He does some things that some of the older players on Kansas team that they don't do. I mean, on the post, the way he makes his moves and his comfort level, he doesn't rush things, plays within himself. And back to the foul line, Mr. Walls once again.
Carey now the 11th player to score for KU tonight. All 11 folks for the Jayhawks that have played have scored in this ball game.
The crowd is counting the bounces, and I think Jock Way bounced it more that time, just for fun. Didn't he?
He competes in every way. 14-point ball game, 2:39 left.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of NCAA basketball is presented by Bud Light. For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
'80-66 with 2:39 left in the ball game. And that's right, Sports Center coming up next, right after 2 minutes and 39 seconds. Pele over the shoulder. Two of the Fab Frosh for KU. 11 points each for Collison and Gooden.
All right, look at those rebound numbers of Collison, big numbers, 13, and Gooden. You expect that. Averages nearly 7.5 a game, and not only averages 7.5 rebounds, but he gets about 5 or 6 more touches. He doesn't quite get them all that he touches, but he's very active.
Tonight, Collison has really, with that assist we saw just a moment ago, the block shots, he has been about as complete as you could ask any player to be.
Yeah, maybe one of his better games.
Yeah,
and he's had some good ones.
Right, and in fact, here's where even if his numbers were maybe better in some other games, this one against a good competition probably is his most complete game of the year.
Well, taking effect this second half, they went to him to get some baskets on that block when it was close, and that's saying a lot for the freshman. Good
Holds
defense.
up on Bochy. Bochy, I think, got a little piece of that one.
Now possession arrow will be to Kansas. Mosley, though, still playing hard, aggressive to the ball.
Bradford dribbled it off his foot.
Well, now they can run some clock. Some motion going offensively.
Chenoweth very close on that tip, couldn't get it to go.
And Roy Williams likes that. You see him in the fact that Chenoweth is aggressive to the rebound. Got to get that man's confidence going. Obviously, if he's doing some bigger numbers and better things, this ball club is that much better.
No question about it. Here's London and Connaughton out on the wing. They'll dish it to him, and he'll score the easy two.
Opportunity basket. Run the floor, see what you have. If they're not going to guard the rim, lay it in. If they do, pull it out, run some clock.
Well, Fox wasn't looking for that pass. He thought that Moore was going to put up the three-pointer.
Yeah, Fox a little tired. Played a good ball game, plays solidly inside.
Particularly at times in the second half, as I mentioned earlier, tough pace for a guy that weighs in the 250 range. Jeff Boschee.
Now jump shot's not going, but still playing hard. Takes it to the hole. No help from the weak side and the easy lay-in. Next up, Colorado has to travel down to Austin. Game on Saturday. And Kansas goes to Iowa State, Ron, and Iowa State has been playing outstanding. Took Oklahoma into the overtimes down there in Norman, almost won that game. Make a free throw, they win the game.
Darius Stacey's done a nice job with that basketball team this year.
You like what Pfizer's doing. You like how all the role players are doing their things. Michael Nurse shooting it well, but Jamal Tinsley, as nobody knows him, but we saw him give a triple-double to the University of Missouri, and one of maybe the better point guards in this league. There's some good ones.
And I think, you know, Nurse probably is a lot more comfortable in the rolled. Boy, he knocked that thing home. More way outside. I think Nurse is more comfortable playing, not playing the point, but playing the off guard.
And Stevie Johnson just gives you Stevie Johnson.
Yep.
Hard work, rebounding, scoring some layups.
Mosley fouled by Carey. That'll stop the clock with 44.8 seconds. Well, for Collison, look at these numbers. 16 points, 14 rebounds, 3 block shots, and actually we think after they review it he's going to have 4. Because we sure counted 4 in that first half.
Now, Ron, give Kansas credit. Bouncing back from the disappointing performance, you would say, in Columbia. Had one day to work, and I'm sure the workout yesterday was probably intense by Roy Williams and his staff.
Yeah,
I've been through enough as a player to know that it probably wasn't fun. And going through the Lester Earl deal, and all of a sudden you got to figure out how it all works. And they came out and played hard.
Mosley.